3 times this week. I closed my eyes. His name? He hesitated. Daniel Hayes. The name hit me like a punch. Daniel, Olivia's ex, the same guy she told me was just a mistake from the past. That night, I didn't sleep. I just stared at the ceiling, replaying every moment we'd shared. Every smile, every hug, every whispered promise. All of it felt fake now. But I wasn't ready to explode. Not yet. I wanted to be sure. Because if you accuse someone you love, you better have more than just suspicion. The next evening, I told Olivia I had a late meeting. In reality, I parked my car across from that restaurant Ethan mentioned. It was raining. Not hard, but steady enough to blur the lights of the city. I waited. And then at 7:42 p.m., I saw her. Olivia stepped out of a cab, dressed in the blue coat I bought her for Christmas. She walked inside, smiling, and a few minutes later, Daniel walked in too. I could have stormed in, could have shouted, but I didn't. I just sat there watching the woman I loved laugh with another man, the same laugh she once saved just for me. It's strange how quiet betrayal sounds when you see it with your own eyes. I drove home that night with one decision in my mind. I wouldn't confront her yet. No yelling, no tears, no scene. I'd wait. And I'd test her loyalty one final time. Because if she truly loved me, I wanted her to prove it, even when she didn't know I already knew.
The morning after I saw her with Daniel, Olivia woke up humming a tune. She looked at me, grinning. "You're up early," she said. "Yeah," I replied, smiling back. "Couldn't sleep much." She didn't notice the heaviness in my voice. Maybe she didn't care. She started talking about how her girls' night went, how Mia ordered the worst pasta ever. I just nodded. Funny thing, liars always add too many details. That day at work, I kept thinking about what to do next. Confronting her wouldn't fix anything. I wanted something deeper, clarity. I wanted to see if there was any part of the woman I married still left inside her. So I started the loyalty test. First step, distance. I stopped being available. No good morning texts, no I miss you calls during lunch, no late night talks. She noticed by day 3. "Ryan, are you okay?" she asked. "You seem off lately." I smiled gently. "Just tired, Liv. Lot on my plate." She nodded, pretending to believe it, but I saw it in her eyes. She felt the shift. A week passed. I started working late more often, spending more time in silence, less time chasing her affection. And then something unexpected happened. She started chasing me. Little gestures, making my favorite breakfast, texting me sweet things during the day, even trying to dress up more at home. It was confusing. Was it guilt? Or was she scared I found out? One night, she came to me and said softly, "Ryan, are we okay?" I looked at her for a long time. "You tell me," I said. Her eyes flickered, and for a second, she looked nervous. But then she smiled and said, "Of course we are. You're my world." She leaned in to kiss me, and though I kissed her back, inside, I felt nothing. Because sometimes you reach a point where love doesn't die, it just quietly stops breathing. The next step was harder. I told her my company was sending me on a business trip to Seattle for a week. In reality, I never left town. Ethan helped me set up a small camera in our living room, not to invade her privacy, but to see what she'd do when she thought I was gone. I stayed in a rented apartment nearby, checking the footage every night. For the first 2 days, everything seemed normal. She cooked, watched Netflix, even called me twice to say she missed me. Then on the 3rd night, Daniel showed up. He walked into my home like he belonged there. She didn't resist. They laughed, drank wine, and when she leaned her head on his shoulder, my heart just broke quietly. I paused the video halfway through. I didn't need to see more. That was the night I stopped being Ryan Cooper, the husband, I became Ryan Cooper, the man who finally accepted the truth. And once you accept it, the revenge isn't about hurting them. It's about reclaiming yourself.
When you finally know the truth, you stop reacting. You start planning. I didn't cry that night. I didn't scream, didn't throw anything. I just sat there in silence, watching the rain hit the window of that rented apartment, realizing the woman I built my life around was gone long before I knew it. The next morning, I made a decision. I wasn't going to confront Olivia with anger. I wasn't going to give her the satisfaction of seeing me broken. If she wanted a performance, I'd give her one, but I'd control the stage. So, I went home like nothing happened. When she opened the door and saw me, her face lit up. "Ryan, you're back early." She ran into my arms like a woman who had nothing to hide. I hugged her back, pretending not to feel the disgust burning inside me. "Missed you too," I whispered. Over the next few days, I played my part perfectly. Smiled, talked, shared dinner, even complimented her. And all the while, she believed I was still the same man, the one who adored her blindly. But behind that calmness, I was already setting things in motion. I moved our savings into a separate account, my name only, transferred the house title back to me, and quietly contacted my lawyer to prepare the divorce papers. The night before I planned to confront her, she sat beside me, resting her head on my shoulder. "I missed you while you were gone," she said softly. I smiled faintly. Yeah, I could tell. She looked up. "What do you mean?" I turned to her, holding her gaze for the first time in weeks. "You know, it's funny," I said quietly. "I used to think loyalty was something that didn't need proof." She frowned. "Ryan, what are you talking about?" I reached for my phone and played the video. Just a few seconds. Her and Daniel laughing, her hand on his chest. Her face went pale. "Ryan, I can explain." That's when I stood up, calm as ever. "I'm not angry, Olivia. Honestly, I'm just done." Tears filled her eyes. "Please, it wasn't what it looked like." It was exactly what it looked like. My voice didn't rise. "You failed the test, the only one that mattered." She broke down, grabbing my hand, begging for forgiveness. But I didn't flinch. You can forgive someone for hurting you, but you can never respect them again after betrayal. I turned away, went upstairs, and started packing my things. By morning, I was gone. No goodbye letter, no dramatic ending, just silence, the kind that hurts more than any scream. In the weeks that followed, I rebuilt my life, piece by piece. Got back into work, hit the gym, spent time with people who genuinely cared about me. Olivia tried calling, texting, emailing. I never responded. Because sometimes, closure isn't about a conversation. It's about walking away quietly and never looking back. But fate wasn't done with us yet. 3 months later, I ran into her again at a business conference downtown. She froze when she saw me. I was no longer the man she remembered. Tired, quiet, broken. I was confident, focused, free. She whispered, "Ryan, you look different." I smiled. That's what honesty does to a man.
You ever notice how people only value loyalty after they've destroyed it? That's what happened with Olivia. When I walked into that conference hall 3 months later, I wasn't the same man she betrayed. The pain had sharpened me, refined me. Every scar she left became armor I now wore proudly. She approached me during the break, her voice trembling. "Ryan, can we talk?" I nodded politely. "Sure." We stepped outside to the hotel terrace. The view of downtown Los Angeles stretched before us, bright, alive, distant. For a few seconds, neither of us spoke. Then she said softly, "You look happy."
I smiled. I am. She hesitated. I'm glad. I've been thinking about us. Us, I echoed, amused. There is no us, Olivia. There's only what was. Her eyes welled up. I made a mistake. I was lonely, confused. Stop. My tone was calm, almost gentle. You weren't confused. You were comfortable. You knew what you were doing. She looked down, ashamed. I don't even talk to Daniel anymore. I nodded. I figured. People like that disappear the moment reality hits. Her voice cracked. I just want a second chance, Ryan. Please. I still love you. That's when I looked her in the eye and said something I'd been holding in for months. Olivia, I don't hate you. I never did. But I can't love a memory. And that's all you are now. A lesson I had to learn the hard way. She started crying, trying to hold my hand, but I gently pulled away. Do you know what loyalty really means? It's staying when no one's watching. It's keeping a promise even when it's inconvenient. You failed that. She whispered, You've changed. Yeah, I said quietly. Pain does that to people. It either destroys you or builds you. I turned to leave, but she called after me. Is there someone else? I stopped. For a moment, I thought about lying, about saying yes just to hurt her the way she hurt me. But I didn't. I said no. There's no one else. Just me. And for the first time in a long time, that's enough. Then I walked away, leaving her standing there under the city lights, the same lights that once saw us fall in love. That night I sat on my apartment balcony, sipping coffee and looking at the skyline. I realized something powerful. Forgiveness isn't for them, it's for you. It's the moment you stop carrying someone else's mistakes as your own. And that's when I let go. Completely. But life has a strange way of rewarding closure. A week later, I met someone new, Emma. She wasn't glamorous like Olivia, but her presence was calm, genuine. She listened, really listened, when I spoke. It wasn't love at first sight. It was peace at first silence. And I knew right then, maybe life doesn't give you what you want, it gives you what you need. It's funny how life works. The people who betray you teach the most valuable lessons, if you're willing to learn. After Olivia, after all the pain and quiet heartbreak, I realized something. Loyalty isn't just about others. It's about yourself. It's about knowing your worth, setting boundaries, and never letting anyone make you question your value. Meeting Emma changed everything. She wasn't flashy or dramatic. She didn't chase me or try to fix my past. She just was. Steady, kind, understanding. With her, I didn't have to test anyone. I didn't have to worry. Her loyalty wasn't proven through games or lies. It was in the little things. The way she smiled when I walked in. The way she remembered what I said. The way she stayed, even when it was inconvenient. But life doesn't let the past disappear completely. One evening, I ran into Olivia again. This time at a charity gala. She froze when she saw me, and I could see the regret in her eyes. I smiled politely. She approached cautiously, trying to speak, but I stopped her with a single gesture. No, Olivia. Some lessons are better learned the hard way, and I already have. She walked away, and I didn't look back. That night, sitting on my balcony with Emma beside me, I reflected. Betrayal is painful. Heartbreak is heavy. But survival, rebuilding, and finding someone genuine, That's freedom. I whispered to the city lights below. Sometimes people leave you so the right people can find you. Sometimes pain isn't the end, it's the beginning. And that's my truth. Loyalty isn't just a test for others, it's a test for yourself. It's knowing when to fight for someone, when to let go, and when to walk away silently, stronger than you ever imagined. Because in the end, the person you must never betray is you. The loyalty test isn't just a story of betrayal, it's a story of awakening. And if you take one thing from my journey, let it be this: respect yourself, value loyalty, and never let anyone make you doubt your worth.